I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA's Daily Review. Today is Monday, November 13th, 2023. Hope you had a good weekend here. So we had a pretty much bearish day, but sort of indecisive. Um, Price for Nas did not come and take out the previous day's high, but we did retrace back for Nas into this low and into this imbalance at about 50% of this 4 hour imbalance right there, and fine tuned into a smaller time frame and bought up and wiped out liquidity. So we are sitting inside this previous 4 hour imbalance right here that I got highlighted. And also you are sitting in this resistance block right here on the daily. A lot of confluence at the 50% levels of these areas. Plus we're inside this up candle right here. So many things here, and I got a little carried away on Friday. Watch that video so it makes sense, but I also got a little carried away with, maybe ideas or something I need to maybe fine tune. But same time, I wanted to say that we would retrace back, right? And then look for higher prices after retracing back, right? So we break right through this, and you can see here that on the weekly, we're inside that wick itself. So even if you measure 50% of that wick right here, as a ballpark, we're sitting there. We're the price that we're sitting at is pretty much sitting inside that 4 hour imbalance. You have that resistance block on the daily, that down candle right there. We broke through and came back. We're at 50% roughly of the actual weekly wick, and also 50% of the actual 4 hour imbalance as well. I'm not sure if I mentioned that already, but pretty hard to get through this possibly. To push up through this level is not going to be easy. I think we have CPI this week. Let me check. Sorry. So yeah, we got CPI tomorrow, and that's gonna be could be a big deal for pushing up through. If anything's gonna do it, is CPI pushing all the way up to possibly get above these weekly highs right here. We'll see. We don't know, but it's going to be difficult to get through that. I'll get to that in a second. I'm trying to make this video simple, but let's go into a smaller time frame real quick, and you'll see the trade. So when we closed for the Friday, we opened up Sunday, right? Came down, got to this gap right here, bounced off of that, retraced back into a pretty much resistance right here, where this was sort of like support and then breaks through and then turns resistance with this price action right here. But at 8:30, which is when the New York Open technically happens, as far as news goes and things like that, we do raid liquidity above. We're stuck inside this imbalance right here. If we're looking at this time frame on the 5 minute, see that? Oh, not this time frame. Was it? Which one was it? Oh, I'm sorry, not the 5 minute. It was the hour. Right here. Oh shit. Really? Okay. Moving a little slow today. Um, as you see there on the 1 hour, it peaks in right there and stop raids the liquidity, previous liquidity. After that, shoots down for what? Well, we have Asia liquidity right here. We have damn, why does this thing do that? We have that liquidity sitting right there, not too far from Asia liquidity, which would be the PM sessions higher low right here. And price rushed for it and came into this hour imbalance. If you refined it, I got it to a 15-minute right there. I got it highlighted in green, and I dragged over that October 12th high that we bust through. I dragged it all the way through. I left it on the chart on purpose because that's a good place for it to come back to. Would I have liked it for it to hit that high right there? Sure, but it doesn't have to because a balanced price range is from above this high right here because we already made this high by coming down. We came back up. That was 100% retracement. So we pushed above it, and the price, we want to see a bounce, or we want to see it retrace, I should say, at least to here if you're bullish or bearish, I mean, in general. So pretty easy day, to be honest with you, but you have to understand the narrative. So price shoots down. All right, now we got 9:30 opens popping up. I'm gonna go to a 1 minute because it's gonna be much easier for me. And you'll see here. All right, so keep in mind here we have that 8:30 understanding, but we understand that that's could be a possible liquidity level as well if we were still looking for higher prices. So, but a retrace to where it came to is completely normal and healthy. I mean, no big deal, right? But as you see, I got a refined here with tapping into that zone. Number one, number two of that imbalance. Number two, underneath that, there's liquidity here on smaller time frames. If I zoom all the way out, you'll see that it's shit. You'll see that it's right here. All this right here, which is going to be above that 15-minute liquidity, right? Or imbalance, I should say. You'll see here that when we're here at 9:30, okay, the price right here shoots up first, wipes out that liquidity, all right, and then your previous price action has already been lower, right? So you're looking at lower low, lower highs on the smaller time frame, and you identified. You need to wake up and start your day. If you're lost, what's going on? You need to mark out where your closest imbalance and liquidity levels are on the top and the bottom side. So for me, when I'm starting my day, I've already got these levels drawn out, which is what? This is that low in Asia, and then this one is the low, what's to the previous left of the chart. Underneath that is right there, right? So you got a liquidity pool sitting right here, right? If I did this with a liquidity, what do you call it, line. Where are you here? Right. So this is not that great of a drawing, but you get what I'm trying to do here, right? So that right there is just it's just relatively way too close and equal lows for a liquidity pool sitting there. When you're here at 9:30, you understand that you're gonna probably rush for that liquidity. Well, the price shoots down anyway. I saw this as a sell, but this is it's risky for me, so I'm not interested. Could have popped up and got into here and then came down, so I wasn't sure about that. So if they don't come up and pop and get that, they're gonna probably get that later, right? So that with that understanding as well, price shoots down, comes down, makes a new low, okay, takes out that liquidity right there, and retraces. And this is generally when you made this low right here, which is at 9:31 a.m. They made this low, they popped up and they broke it. When they this next candle, this 9:35 pops up into it. So technically, this is kind of like sealing price in a way, even though smaller time frames it's not sealed, but this is kind of like a break in retest or a resistance, sort of speak. And the candle pops up into it. Perfect. Okay, cool. So I have an opportunity to get in because I know it's heavy and I know it wants to attack the lower objectives that we've been discussing here by retracing. So here, when this next candle pops up, which is the 936, this pops up. I'm just using this time frame because I can explain it different in another time frame. But 936 candle pops up into the 50% of that candle. So for me, that's a good signal. I've already accomplished sealing the price after we broke lower. I know I don't do a good job of breaks. I need to start doing that better. Where you at? So right there, and then there it is, 50%. This is a manual trade. This is a confidence trade. If it goes above here, I don't want to be in the trade. I'll take the loss, but I know it's rushing. As you can see, this big ass dumb candle. But targets are down here. Once it gets to down here, we're inside over here to the left of the chart. We're in these 15-minute down candles right here. These not down candles. I'm sorry. These they're actually bullish candles, but the price action coming down. This could be a possible support that it reverses from, because this is a demand zone for me, possibly. So yes, I understand that big October 12th high is right there, and I have this imbalance, but I need to take profit, and I don't need to be right here. Anyways, take the profit here. Good. Let the price do what it's going to do. Price retraces, stays below that low. That's liquidity built and engineered. Plus we have that on a 5 minute. I had not 5 minute. On this 1 minute, you can see that this imbalance is sitting right here, right? All right. And then I also have this liquidity, but at the same time, I don't mark my chart. I just know that this is liquidity. So like I'll show you the trade as far as the buy goes. When the buy happens, you can see that when the price rushed down and hits this area, which is specific, yes, I'm on an oversold area. Yes, it's a nice divergence right here as well. Again, not relying on this, but it is nice. It is pretty, to be honest. But this area, you don't need an oversold indicator, because you know that it retraced to a deeper place, which would have and hit this October 12th high. Plus it being on the higher time frame, what do you call it, retracing back into this 4 hour imbalance, right? So with that understanding, this is a good area for me. So price wicks down, get a swing low right here. Price retraces back into this wick. I'm early in only because I have this confluence of a level that's specific. This isn't random for me, right? So but it is risky, I will say that. So if you should be waiting, you should be waiting for the order flow. Look at the bullish candles, 3 in a row. Look at the lows, never get broken, except for this one, of course. But when we come up, we shift above that lower high that it's set, that internal high right there. We shift above it, and then we retrace back. Retrace back into what? Into an inversion imbalance right here on the 1 minute. And then refine, we also have the imbalance right here, the current imbalance of price action that is sitting right there as well. Price dips into it, and it's also coupled with these two down candles. Like, this is a beautiful pattern. These two down candles as well. So price dips in it, and then it never breaks the open of this second candle, bullish candle. That's what you want to see. It could have tapped in it, but we don't want to see it go lower than that, or any lower than 50% of this wick right here, or maybe even tapping into that this down candle right here again. But I wouldn't want to see it break this level right here, which is the low of this candle right here. So you see the price dips in. Sure enough, you get another shift. The purpose of this trade, to keep it simple, would be to get into here at a minimum for me. Like, obviously you see you have engineered liquidity there. That's a minimum, of course, don't get me wrong. But when we come up, we shift here. This is also another shift. So you have, this is early. This is a first, the first entry should be after shifting from here, retracing back. Your second entry is going to be from when you shift above here, and then you retrace right back in, and you're getting into these two down candles right here. So if you drag that out, you'll see that it's respecting. All these down candles are now respecting in order flow. And obviously, the next target on this trade would be sealing up the imbalance, and then of course these equal highs up here. You do see that 9:30 when we left, and this was actually not a hard trade to catch at 9:30. I just, me personally, didn't trust it. But you have liquidity there, you have this imbalance right here, and you have the liquidity that's above, which was originating from the 8:30. So plus I have the open week gap. Not open week. I'm sorry, yeah. I'm sorry, it is the open week gap. Yeah, the open week gap for Nas is right here up there. You can see it. It's already on my chart before I even start the day. So you have some potential on the upside. Plus, maybe we'll see higher prices anyway. But that being said, here, so these two down candles holding price. If I also dragged it here, you'll see that it does hold as well. And you'll see that. And then, and continuation, you'll see the same here. I mean, order flow is not breaking any higher lows. So ain't all of these are entries. This is, we understand that we're in a sell model over here, right? If I look at the 15-minute, price came down, came up. Here's your original consolidation, retraces back, right? And if you did a fib from here to here, definitely hitting a 61, I'm assuming. I think it is. From here to here. You'll see it does come to a 61 right there, right? See that? Coupled with that imbalance right there and that up candle. I can't draw all this because it'll just look crazy on the chart, but I'm just showing you now, right? So that's the understanding, knowing that 830 was here. Amazing trade from here as well. But you can expect price to possibly come back up here to wipe out the AM session as well, right? Because the AM session started here. Yes, it opens at here, but at the same time, this is still pre-New York, I call it. But anyways, point is that order flow is happening when you're. I'm gonna delete these. You don't need these. But you also have the confluence of this support holding. So, for example, well, I'll use this wick for this example, but because it's the last up move. What am I doing? I'm sorry, I'm very tired, actually. Okay, so this support right here, as we have a low high and a lower low, and we break through. This is your basic structure support block. This up candle, obviously we would use this up candle as well, but on this time frame, this is what it looks like, and then as you see the price shoots up right to it, gets into that imbalance plus the liquidity taken, right? And then retraces back right here, back into it. This is like a basic support. Even retail does well when it comes to trading support resistance because of this random zone that they don't realize what they are highlighting. Like they'll make a zone like this and put it fucking anywhere, like this, like this. And yeah, it's like they see it come back in from this resistance, right? And then price comes above it and comes back in, right? So when you see this and it retraces and they see it back in here, it's a random zone that they've drawn, but they're still correct, right? But they're not accurate. There's a difference, and that's not smart either. But I'm specifically showing you here. This is exactly where the support would have been with this retrace back, and it's constant higher highs, higher and lows. Very simple. Then they run in and attack that liquidity. Then they efficiently deliver the price that's sitting in here. Pick your poison wherever you want it to go, or if you wanted to grab that high right there, which I did not mark, but I don't need to. But this is for you. If you get what I'm saying. And then yeah, we came right back to the open of the week. So it's Monday. So the open of the week is generally a high probability place to revisit, depending on what we've done in the day. But as you see, we come right to it. Yes, they go outside of the area, but that's obviously fine. And then it just consolidates for the rest of the day here, right? Bouncing, look, referencing it, two more times, three more times right here. See that? Almost that one right there. But as you see, it's just sitting there. With CPI, I believe that they're engineering this liquidity and this liquidity above here with that top side. So we'll see what they do. It's going to be very interesting. But and then this imbalance is dragged out because, as you can see, now we're holding as support, and as you can see, bodies here. Look at the bodies respecting right, and the 50% of it, and then buys up, right? And then as you see here on the 15 minute, actually it was a 30 minute. I'm going to change this to a 30 minute just so you can see. I rarely put 30 minutes on this chart. It's actually on another screen, but I don't show it here. But you can see look at this gap right here. The price is also sitting at a gap, by the way, but I can't. It doesn't show it on the fucking 1 minute for some reason. I don't know why it does that, man. To be honest, but I wish they would stop doing it. I used to never have this problem, and then I'm having this problem. Like I've been having this problem for a while now. But anyways, well, it doesn't even show it on the 5 minutes. So look at this. Look how weird this is. Um, so this on the gap here on the 30-minute chart or higher, you can see that it's sitting right here at this level. And look to the right on my chart. You don't see it on here. But look at the bodies. They open right here at the bottom of the gap. Both candles, the 30-minute, the 1 hour, and the 15. Not no, the 15 was not there. But you can see that the bodies are opening literally on there. They stretched down, touched that October 12th. October 12th, and got into that imbalance and flew off. So see how, oh yeah, it's there, but it's not. Obviously, it's a 15-minute chart, but that's to give you the idea, the understanding of paying attention to these details are also algorithmic, and they will also help you in your trading. But with all the confluence here, this is a buy. I mean, even if you let the price go down, and you're sitting back and you're waiting for something to happen. I mean, this is something that happened, right? Like you can't miss this. You got to be able to mark your charts. You got to be following. If you're not, you're gonna be really confused. But anyways, so what is this 5 minute chart? Yeah. So price came up to that imbalance up there too, and then it was holding as support. Price was staying inside, buying, attacking that liquidity there, and got above those highs right there, and we're stuck here. So let me show you Dow real quick. And as you see, we sealed that monthly gap I was telling you. So if you're watching the videos, make sure you watch them so it makes sense. But this level on the monthly, I've been mentioning it for like a while now. I don't know how long I've been mentioning it, but it's been a while. This was the remaining balance of that monthly imbalance between August and October. So obviously September, that little blue. So I've got it highlighted as blue. Sorry, I'm not sure if I'm zoomed in enough for you. But you see that. You see how we got that much accomplished that was left, and then I dragged it out and had it change to this amount of space left in between that monthly imbalance. Then we retrace back. We tap that weekly imbalance that we ran through. It was pink. Now it's blue because we came up and we if you look on the weekly chart right here, see this in between here? In between right here? So it's dragged out. We came to it, went above it, we came below it, we came above it again. We retraced back and we tapped it, we bounced on the top of it. Inside that 4 hour imbalance right there. Plus this candle right here is a support block right here, meaning there was a high here. There was a low and a high, and we broke through. We came above it, and then we retraced right back into it as holding as support. If I drag this out, this candle, you'll see that the price is sitting inside that. I can't do this too much stuff on the chart here already, but you'll see that's a nice support place as well, with that inversion imbalance on the weekly here. Now pretty much an inversion imbalance because you're using it to buy up from it. But then we chase right back up into now this weekly imbalance, which is in red here or pink or whatever. You'll see that I got it highlighted there, plus the daily imbalance that I've had on this chart for a very long time. These levels right here, I had it all the way short, like right here. So you can see I've highlighted it ever since September 25th. I've had these highlighted, I believe. And then as you see, we fell short of it in October 17th when we made that high. We made a new lower low, but we retraced back, and now we're going in there. We've tapped that today. So we've sealed the monthly imbalance, plus we've hit the low of the daily imbalance. Go into a smaller time frame. I want to be done here. And it's already long. Jeez. I just talk too much. I need to try to make this more simple or something. But I want to explain in depth. But as you see here, we came and bounced off that weekly imbalance right there. You can see it right there, right? Look at the bodies on the 1 hour. Look at that. Look at that. Almost leveled. Anyways. But does bounce right off of it here and got inside this down wick on the 1 hour right here. And you'll see on the 15-minute that we're in a down candle right there, acting as a supply or support. So we come right in there, right? See that? Which is, you can see it here on a 5-minute, sitting right here. See that? With these down candles right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, right here. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sorry, 5, and you have an imbalance right there on this 5-minute. These bullish candles, and it does tap into this second to last down candle right here and doesn't go any farther. You know, if you're sitting here waiting for stuff like this, obviously it's Asia, but you know, somewhere in the 50% level of these down candles, let's just say an average is going to be right here, the average here, and price is sitting there respecting it, bouncing off, comes back up, retraces, wipes out sellers um, from the opening and of Friday, right? And then retraces right back here into these two down candles with this imbalance right there. So revisits it. All right, it doesn't hit that little gap right there, which I'm surprised. Would have been cool if it tapped it, but either way, you're in these two down candles with this gap right here, an imbalance. I mean, it's just hard to draw everything and do everything, but let me make it simple for you. See that? Okay. And then these down candles right here. I'll just do it like this. And you know, price tapped in with a gap, with it's sitting in a gap. Okay, it's in a gap here for Dow. 50%. Look where the bodies are here. Okay, you got that internal high right there. That's 6 o'clock. All right, they rushed the price down at 8:30. See how 8:30 is right here for Dow, shoots it down. All right, bounces 9:30, doesn't break, equal low, but shoots it up. Comes up above here and then retraces back. Taps the top of that gap right there. Also is sitting on the open of this candle. This is just a 5-minute. I'm not even going in a lower time frame, but I'm just showing you order flow. Retraces back, and then right here you get an imbalance right there. Price dips into it. That's another entry right there. You're obviously attacking the liquidity above, right? So Dow did get the higher highs. What do you call it? You'll see here that Dow is at a higher low and is the crack here for the strength of all the indices. As you can see here, Nas breaks a lower low and takes liquidity, and so does S&P, raids sell side liquidity, and then right here you see we have a higher low for Dow. So and the time is involved. We have 9:30 open, then 9:50 to 10:10. We have a macro on the algorithm running, and you can see here that the timing. Oh shit! I came to Nas. You can see the timing is also in factor for being the 9:30 right here. You get a move up and a retracement back right here. It's a 5-minute. That's why. Let me go to 1 minute, man. I gotta make this shorter. It's just hard to explain, but a little ugly for Dow. But as you can see here, same lows equals gets into that gap right there on the 5-minute. Here on a 1-minute, you can see it that way. Plus, there's liquidity sitting right there. And this is an inversion imbalance right there. See this down candles? Yeah, right here. If I drag that out, you can see it's holding as support as well. Price makes a high, then a retrace back for a higher low. That's the higher low right there. All manipulation. and then gets into these last down candles and taps that right there, equal level. I remember that. Price shoots up here, and on the 1 minute, you could see that it taps in just into that imbalance right there. And this is used as support as well. This candle, this up candle right here, and this up candle, these are all support blocks right there. And price just kept going, came back into, retraced back into this imbalance a couple times, 3 times, and stayed above that block right there. This up candle right here, this 1043, doesn't break below it, right? Order flow here, back into the candle, all the way back up into that monthly imbalance that was left. I got it dragged all the way out. That's that monthly right there I was telling you about. And then hitting that daily imbalance that was sitting there. We tap it, we go above it, came underneath it, consolidate for the rest of the day. So also had a divergence here on Dow as far as higher highs at noon. So this is specific timing is also involved. This is a nice sell if you were catching that. We have lower highs in S&P and NAS, and we don't know if the price is going to get held because we had lower highs with NAS from this level here from Friday to here, and S&P and Dow did take out that high on Friday. So Nas didn't, but not. It doesn't mean it can't happen, but this is just solidifying more of a reason why you could have took that sell right here, is what I'm trying to say. Other than that, I think that's all that we need to talk about as far as tomorrow goes. Dan, I try to make this easy. Well, here's the thing. I'm not completely sold on us completely going all the way up for the purpose of that CPI tomorrow can fucking do anything, right? So let me zoom out here. And this is a lot of price action to get through right here. It's a lot. Even though this was easy, not as easy or it was hard, this is much harder right here. I mean, you got resistance here. You have and many aspects of resistance, multiple reasons of resistance, and bodies respecting the 50% levels of all of it right here. So you could see that. So if you were to ask me what would I like to see happen for CPI, I would like for it to do. I need to get away from this thing. What is that? I want to see CPI do something like this. I mean, in my preference, yeah, and this might be too much movement on the top side. I don't know. I don't want to be one of those guys that give you two versions and you don't know what to do or whatever the case is. But at the same time, you don't know what the market is gonna fucking do. You know what I'm saying? So, I generally like more data. But these are highs right here. These highs right here is I don't. This might get protected. I don't know, but I don't know if it wants to hit this gap up here and shooting up. This is if assuming that we're gonna pop up and retrace back down. And then seal some of this imbalance and get up to these up candles, then I'm gonna put it like right there type of shit, or either under here or above it. It has all right to sell from right here, just so we understand each other, only because of this understanding of this resistance area, right? But yes, we are in the fourth quarter, where we are looking for generally bullish prices, but we've got a lot of movement here. So just speaking for tomorrow, forget like the whole month and all this and that, because just that could go a couple ways. I need to keep this simple. So we opened up and retraced back and we bought back up here. So it's either gonna pop up somewhere in this scenario type of thing. I know from here to here. It's hard to tell you because I can't tell you, but and then kind of retrace back into here to wipe out that liquidity there, and then possibly depending on, I can't even go into that, but this is what I'm seeing. Or it's possible that we wick down, we wipe out this right here, we do this type of shit, and then we push up hard to get into here. So you pick your poison, but if I need to go into more detail, this liquidity is getting tacked most likely, unless it's really bullish. I do like this getting wiped out. Um, and then you obviously have the top side. So just if you did this right here, I'm just gonna make it dark green, or I mean just one line, because that's just like a little too, obvious for me. So yeah, this is. I guess I'm gonna delete this. Um, let's change this color. Um, yeah, man. Tomorrow can get reckless. So I can see it shaking out both sides. Look at the daily. You know, I would think that we would. To be honest, I would think that we would come down first. I would. I would more favor it coming down to take out that low and then popping up. Or if it doesn't come this low, I mean, but it is CPI, so I mean, I'd like to say it does, but if it doesn't, then it probably maybe bounce off of this gap again, um, type of shit. Somewhere come deep in here. Well, everything looks balanced here. On, yeah, I don't know. It might want to come underneath here just to grab liquidity and then get into. Does it need to though? Yeah, I'll be honest. I mean, I think it could just take liquidity. It doesn't have to come too deep. It just comes like halfway in here or something. Halfway into this previous block. Sorry, maybe you can't see this. Something like this. And then bounces and goes up. And then after it wiping it out, I would expect a retracement back. You know, like we'll see. Something like that. Depends. All right, you guys take care until tomorrow. God bless.